Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and we seeing some green today, son. Don't mind seeing that one little baby boob bit. And so you know what that means. The bears out there, they're in stunned disbelief. Stunned disbelief. This wasn't supposed to happen. They're out there just deleting their old tweets, calling for the end of crypto. And little do they know that there is such a thing as screen capture, and a lot of people have been sharing some of those tweets on social media, which is always just a fun old time here, especially if they're venomous about their calls to the downside towards somebody else here. But look, there's a very popular chart analyst who says that XRP, in very good chance, it's going to be going to $2.50 to perhaps $3 within a few weeks from now. And given that it seems pretty clear that way more probable than not, we are on the up, like we're trending upwards at this point, right? After the massive correction over the last couple months, it seems plausible to me. So I'm going to share with you opinions from actually a few chart analysts. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto stuff, but just as a fun hobby. As I record this, XRP is at $1.24, Bitcoin's at $48,875, market cap for the asset class $2.1 trillion, and Bitcoin dominance at 43.52%. How about that crypto fear and greed index? This is fun. I haven't seen it this high in a very long time. It's at 78 out of 100. The market is back in extreme greed. Now, do you remember X number of weeks ago, however long it's been at this point? What's it been, 3 or 4 weeks? I can't remember. When the fear and greed index indicated that we were in the market, not me, maybe not you, but the market was in extreme fear. Again, this is just a few weeks ago. Extreme fear. I remember seeing on the crypto fear and greed index, which is on your screen right now, showing extreme greed, 78 out of 100. Just a few weeks ago, it got down to the lowest number I recall anyway, 10 out of 100. Extreme fear. And I remember saying that I don't know when the market will enter extreme greed again, but it will. It teeter-totters back and forth, and the timeline that it takes for to go from one extreme to another, sometimes it's a pretty long time, which is a subjective thing. I understand that, but you know, whether it's 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or a year, whatever it is, in crypto things move fast. And by the way, like if you were tracking such metrics in the stock market, it could go even longer. If you're talking about going from extreme fear to extreme greed and then back again, it would take even longer because other markets move slower for a number of reasons, which I've talked about on this channel. But of course, at some point in the future, it was going to be. I didn't know that it would be today. It would literally be back in extreme greed. But of course, it was going to happen, unless you think that crypto is going away forever. But the data shows that we're just trending upwards. So that's why it's always been just completely ridiculous to get caught up in the minutiae of the day-to-day in terms of, well, it's worth being aware of it so you can, you know, get your mind right. But it's ridiculous to feel emotions and then respond to those emotions by making important buying and selling decisions. So I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold anything. I'm just saying whatever decision you come to, just use logic and data. And so the blockchain backer tweeted out, here we go, sign for altcoin market and XRP price chart as Cardano breaks out. Bitcoin pushes higher. And so he put out a video earlier today, and you should check it out. It was a great video. And he was talking about a number of things, including the fact that, again, as he cited here in this tweet, Cardano hit a new all-time high today. But that wasn't supposed to happen. That's what the bears said, right? This is another important sign to be aware of. And the blockchain backer, he notes that Litecoin taking off last market cycle was the beginning of things to come. Like back then, like things really did heat up after that. And he pointed out that Cardano chart activity actually looks strikingly similar today. And so if you want the actual breakdown, I'm not going to rehash his video, but I wanted to mention it because I found it fascinating. Interesting to state. Just to see all of this, because on top of this, think, within the last couple days, we've seen other cryptocurrencies, including, what were they, Solana and Luna, I think are the two cryptocurrencies. Those hit new all-time highs. And so you just wait, because when we get to the very tail end, that's where the real excitement comes. That's when, like, every day there's going to be multiple coins just going ridiculously parabolic. Not just all-time high, which is exciting in and of itself, but just like thousands of % up. because I lived through it last market cycle, and it's coming again. I firmly believe that to be the case. Now, Credible Crypto, another very popular chart analyst out there, he has a massive following on Twitter. That's mostly what he's known for, 227,000 followers. But he also has a YouTube channel. He just happens to not post too frequently, but definitely worth subscribing if you've not. And he actually did post a video the other day about XRP, and so I want to share with you some of the more interesting things that subjective, obviously. The whole video is awesome, but there's some of the things that I took away from that. I just wanted to share because I love sharing opinions from a number of different chart analysts on this Moon Lambo channel with the silly ass name. And look, Credible Crypto, he made it clear. He thinks we're on the path to hit a new all-time high, XRP specifically. And he says, his analysis, it'll be invalidated if XRP happens to drop down to like 70 cents, I believe is the level that he said. But he said that he believes 70 cent XRP is gone for good. And that's a quote, by the way. He said it's, quote, gone for good. You're not going to see XRP. And this is about probabilities. He's not saying that there's a 0% chance, but he really does believe it's about as close to zero as possible. 70 cent XRP gone perhaps forever, in fact. Don't know that for sure, but that's certainly a possibility. And he's expecting XRP to rocket upward aggressively, because when it does finally happen, I mean, look, we know historically how XRP has behaved, don't we? When XRP goes, it goes. And it goes back to this thing we've been saying, like, what's one of the many corny phrases you could use here? The greater the base, the higher in space, which is this idea that the longer something trades sideways, the more thrust it'll have when it finally does go, which has certainly historically been very true with XRP. But in terms of like when is this going to happen? The idea that you're going to see, because look, the all-time high, it's ultimately coming. He said a few things on this, frankly. So he's noted that when a level of support or resistance is tested multiple times, it weakens. Like, this is just a simple concept that is known in trading, basically, in chart analysis, rather. And so there's an important level on the XRP/Bitcoin chart that he was highlighting in his video. And we bounced off it as support 3 times before the support ultimately failed. And now, actually, we've actually bounced upwards against that same level 3 times, and it's now actually resistance. And so XRP has failed to breach that level. But Credible Crypto says, look, on the 4th attempt, he thinks way more likely than not, we're actually going to rip through the damn thing. Because the more times it gets tested, the more likely it is that eventually it's going to go that way. Which is why if you have, if you're seeing something on support and you don't want to go down, if you see it test a ton of times, each time it's tested and doesn't actually start moving back upward after that, it's more likely than not you're going to actually see some downward pricing. So, when you're talking about hitting resistance, the more times it hits it but then doesn't continue going downward, what do you think is going to happen? And so you're talking about potential upward price action at this point. And so, look, he said, frankly, in terms of ripping through, like, what could that look like in terms of XRP price action? Well, 50 to 60% upwards from where we are right now. And again, as I stated at the outset here, we're at like a $1.24 in terms of XRP price. And so that would bring us closer to where we were in April, actually, around the $2 mark. But he thinks it's actually more probable that we actually see XRP move to something more like $2.50 to maybe the $3 range. And again, when? Within weeks from now, literally within weeks. And it's also possible, he did say this too, and I found this to be exciting. He didn't put percentages on it, but to me, he didn't sound quite as confident as on the next thing I'm going to share with you. For this shortened time frame, he thinks it's going to happen, but we might see the all-time high of close to $4 hit within this time frame of 2 to 3 weeks. Possible. He didn't seem as confident in that, but it's certainly possible. But even if it's not hit within that time frame, like, yeah, he's one of the people that's like, yes, absolutely, it's certainly coming here. And so, look, the exciting thing, though, is he says that once we do have a clear break above the all-time high, we're in price discovery, folks. Price discovery. And there are no levels to watch for sell pressure at that point. Nothing. Uncharted territory. That's going to be truly exciting. Like, all-time high, yes, exciting in and of itself, because I think it's going to come for sure. Like, as close to... You can't know for sure, but I feel as close to 100% on that as I possibly could. And so, that's when the biggest XRP price action insanity will occur. So that's what we're waiting for. That's going to be incredible. A lot to look forward to still. And look, and he said too, like he's still expecting that the top for XRP, it's going to come somewhere between $20 to $30. And so he doesn't know exactly when that's going to be. It could be 6 months, 12 months, I believe is what he said in the video. But the point is, like, the biggest gains for XRP, like, it happens, and not just XRP, every crypto really, but it happens during the last 10% of the bull cycle. So, things will happen really fast once we get to that point. And so don't forget, XRP traded sideways during the last crypto market, while all these other coins were popping up. XRP traded sideways from May until roughly mid-December of 2017, and then it went from 20-something cents to almost $4 in about 2.5 weeks. And so for those that have the patience, history has shown that you get rewarded, and for those that don't, then you don't. And that's where we're at right now. So lots of reasons to feel excited as far as I'm concerned. It is nice after the mostly sideways or downward price action for the crypto market in general. It's really nice to see what we've been seeing over the last week or two in particular. So hope you guys are feeling good. Tell me what's your sentiment. Drop a comment below. What are your expectations in terms of the top end of XRP price? I think it's always a fun conversation to have. And I don't make price predictions, but I have shared before my thoughts that like these price ranges that these analysts are talking about, whether you're talking about $10 or $20 or $30 this market cycle, I don't know if it's going to happen, but those ideas don't sound wacky to me. They really don't. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Nambo.